Hi everyone, it's Dee's from Turtle Dove. How is everyone going today? Hope you're all doing really well. I have been very busy and I am so excited to tell you that I finally worked out how to make some little crochet flowers. I am so happy with myself and I want to show you what I've done. Just before I do, I've just written it down here. I actually looked at quite a lot of tutorials on YouTube, and a lot of them weren't for me. Just the way they were teaching, it's just a very individual thing. It's nothing wrong with what they did or what I saw, but I came across this lady's channel. Her channel's called Bee Hooked Crochet and Knitting, and I went on to the left-handed easy crochet flower tutorial, and that was made 5 years ago. So anyway, I'll leave the link to that video for you below in the description, just in case you want to check it out if some of you are left-handed. But anyway, I found her tutorial was really easy to understand, and just the way she crocheted and the pace she was going at was just really helpful for me personally. So yeah, anyway, I'll show you what I did. So I spent 4 hours 2 or 3 weeks ago trying, and I almost gave up, and I thought, no, I'm going to put this down and come back to it when I'm feeling better. So a week later I picked it up again last Saturday. Actually, it was a bit cold and rainy outside. There wasn't much else to do, so I just spent the afternoon trying this one. I think it's a 6-minute video or no more than 10-minute video anyway, and I tell you, it was funny because I just had to keep rewinding, pausing, watching, rewinding, pausing, watching, and this went on for another 4 hours, and I finally got it. It just, something clicked and I got it, so I'm really happy with that. I'll show you my first flower. As you can see, I've made quite a few because I was so excited at being able to do them. You couldn't stop me once I knew, but I wanted to include my first flower that I'd been practicing on, and I can't tell you how many times I've undone half of a flower and started up, you know, all over again. But this is what I'm talking about. So this is the first half that I did, and you can see it's a total mess. And then suddenly something clicked and I got the last 3 petals. I understood. So, and of course the holes, we all laugh because they're all different. My tension, these still are not perfect by any means, but my tension, because I'm learning as well, even with knitting my tension's not that good. It just varies. Sometimes it's tight and sometimes it's loose, so that's why with the different flowers I'll show you, some of the holes, centres of the flowers are bigger and then others are smaller. So that's just, you know, inexperience where crochet is concerned. So anyway, yeah, I thought I would include that one just so you know that, you know, you just got to stick to things if you really, really want to learn something. And this was the second flower I made, and as you can see, some like this here is a lot better than here, and I think it also depends on the wool you use as well. My mum is a great crocheter, but she crochets right-handed, so but she told me even this 5mm knitting needle was a bit big for the wool, but I'm not experienced in that, so she said it may have made it a little bit tighter, each stitch. So anyway, that would still look nice with an embellishment in the middle. And then this one came out even just a little bit better. Now I've kept the long bits here out. What you do is you pull them behind and just sew them into the stitches at the back, because I'm going to wait until I embellish them for a project depending on what I want to use them for. You may want to keep a little bit at the back so you can sew it in onto something, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll show you these two that I've embellished, because I'm making a journal for my daughter, embellishing a notepad, making sort of like a journal for her. So I want to hang these. She wanted the colour thing yellow and blue, so these are for her. But you'll see that in another project. But see how nice they look with little embellishments on them in the centre? That one's just an embroidered, machine embroidered flower, like a little daisy. And this one's a ready-made silk flower with a rhinestone centre. So that looks pretty as well. And these colours, I have 10 balls in one packet for $15 from Spotlight, so they all just really go well together, I think. So that's that one, that's pretty. There's always one petal that ends up bigger, and I don't know why. But I don't care because I've made them. And there's another one. I made 2 of each colour. See how that one's bigger? I think that's where I finished, maybe, or started. One of the two. The yellow ones. So see how this one, the centre, this was one of my last ones that I made. And my tension was getting a bit better. Not so loose. So they look really nice. And that one there, that's the centre's a little bit bigger on that. That's probably the first yellow one I made. Put them there. And the orange, it's a beautiful, like a mandarin orange. See the hole on this one, and then but that doesn't matter because you can put a big rhinestone in the centre. And then that one's not too bad, the hole on that one. So I'm sort of still all over the place, but I understand the concept of it now. And I even tried, this is the peach, beautiful peach coloured flower. I even tried omitting a couple of steps in the flower to make a circle on my own. And once you pull that back and sew it at the back, that'll make a nice circle. You can put a rhinestone in the centre of that as well. So I'm ready to learn another flower, a puff flower, next. And look at this, look how big the hole is on this one, and I was very loose. This, you can just see the hole, all the stitching's pretty loose, so that one's not too good, but then this one was better. And the blue, again, they look funny here, but once you pull that down, what's happening there? It's a bit of a loose stitch there again. Once you pull that down and sew it down, that will sort of, it looks a bit like a one big petal, but when you pull it down and sew it at the back, it'll look like a defined petal either side. So, and this, I love this baby blue. And there's another of the yellow, pastel yellow. And this like teal colour. I love this colour too. So again, you pull that down and then you'll define the petal a bit more. So, what I thought I would do is just show you how I embellish the centre. Now what colour shall I use? I might use one of the pink and put a pink. I have one of these. Before I do that, I'm just going to sew the back down. And I don't have a proper darning needle, which I've still got to get, but I didn't want to spend the money on all these tools until I knew that I was going to sort of stick with it, so to speak. So, okay, so I'm just going to pull that down and then thread it through these little stitches down at the bottom. And see how that's defined that petal more now. Make it a little bit tighter. And then I'm not going to cut that, I'm just going to leave it. I will sew this one through to the other side. So uh-oh, see, I've already made a mistake. Okay. I threaded this on the good side. Okay, I'm going to have to take this out. If I can't get it right away, I'll do it off camera, because, yeah, I'm going to do it off camera because, darn. Oh well, there you go. So you see my mistakes. Okay, go to this one. So that's the good side. That's the right side and the wrong side. So do it again. Never give up. Oh dear. And this is what happens if you don't have a proper wide enough eye on your needle, like a proper darning needle. I used to have one. It was a red plastic one. But I don't knit a lot anymore, so I don't know where that's gone. Come on, get through that hole. It's not going to. Go through there properly. Let's see if I can. Oh, that's not going to work either. Dear me. Okay, let's snip that. This is why you need the proper tools. This was the biggest needle I had. There we go, it worked. Okay, so take that around to the back, the wrong side. I'm just going to thread that through like that. But it was certainly a challenge, and I felt so good once I achieved what I wanted. So now I use the fabric glue, and this one you can wash. I'm not going to be washing these, but this is the glue I have, and it's really good actually. I've been using it a lot lately. So I have these flat back gemstones. Take one out. These are nice and big. Just getting that sticky stuff off the back. So I'm just going to put, that might come off the wool otherwise. Very sticky, but then when you stick it on things, they don't always want to stick. So Okay, so I'm just going to open that up and pop. I won't put any on the very centre because it'll come straight through. This hole's quite big, so I'm just going to pop some on the outside. And it's quite thick and gley, this glue. Sometimes it's hard to get out of the bottle. I'm just going to put quite a lot on there, just on the outside. That should do. And then just centre that where you want it, and hold that down for a moment. And what I do is put it on some wax paper or some plastic, and then just grab a jar or something heavy just to hold it down overnight while it's drying. And look, how pretty is that? So I can't wait to make some puff flowers now. So if I work out how to do that, I'll certainly show you and share that with you. So I'm going to pop that on the other table later, and that can sit there and dry overnight, and it's not going to come apart at all. It's quite strong. So that's it, guys. So if you really want to do something, stick to it, don't give up. Try other ways, try other tutorials until you find one. And don't forget, if you want to check that video out by Be Hooked Crochet and Knitting, I'll leave a link to her video in the description below for you, okay? Hey guys, hope you have a lovely day or evening. Thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.